Hey, barbecue family. Happy Thursday, everybody.
How's everybody doing? We've got Great Dane Barbecue. We haven't seen Russell in a long time.
Russell, it's so nice to see you. We got Fritz Frank, Saucy Rossi, Tom's Food Factory, Hot Tommy.
Of course, HT. We've got Barbecue Mama hanging out in the chat. Make sure you say hello to her. We've got Instagram, TikTok, not yet. Hopefully, Eva Llama's my man in the chat over on TikTok in just a second, because we all know how it gets over there.
Yeah,
That's how it is on TikTok.
It's a rowdy crew over there, guys. We're so happy that you guys are with us today on a Thursday. We got a lot of Canadians in the house already. We like to see that. We're down here, guys, in the BBQ Bunker, and I think we say this every week, but it is chilly out there, and I'm so grateful to be down here.
Chilly and like record amounts of snow here in Canada this year. It's apparently been like the coldest winter in the last 10 years.
Has it?
Snow in the last 10 years, and I am feeling it. I don't know about you guys. I'm over it. I'm done. We've become babies when it comes to winter here because it's been like so mild in the last few years. I don't want it.
I know. I think that's what it is, actually.
Yeah, we're getting like 10 to 15 centimeters this Saturday. I'm like, where are we going to put it?
I know. It's hard to make plans when it's like that much snow coming at you too.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people are planning Super Bowl parties this weekend. So hopefully the snow doesn't mess with everyone's plans.
Yeah, I know that does. I honestly don't know where to put it. We use a tractor to clear the snow at my place, and it literally is just a wall of snow. It's like you get in the driveway and it's just like you have to just continue down a long corridor of snow until you get to the house.
Guys, we have Joyce from Canada Beef joining us on Insta. Hi, Joyce.
Hi,
we
Joyce.
have Dan Gordon. We have Saucy Rossi saying it's cold here in Nova Scotia.
Oh, I can just imagine.
I know. We can't really complain.
It's probably way colder there than it is here.
Guys, let us know where you're watching from, because we always like to see where exactly people are watching. And if you feel so inclined, let us know what time it is there too, because we think that's so cool.
Yes, I know Paul's in Australia and he just went to bed. So
okay, night, Paul.
Yeah, see you later,
night.
Paul. Nice to see you. We're gonna have a really fun time with you guys today. Let's see who got first on the grill today. My guess was on Bat 13. I was gonna guess it was Bat 13.
You got it. Congrats, Bat.
Way to go,
Proud of
Bat
you, buddy. Hopefully he's listening in from work today.
Yeah, we're gonna have so much fun with you guys today. But it is Thursday, and we got to kick off the show the way that we know how every single week.
We have to make mention of who's running the show here.
Oh, yeah. That's me.
Every time.
We got the temp in the house, guys. He's running the show from behind the scenes. You can hear him, but you can't see him.
I'm surprised I had to make mention because normally he makes mention.
I know. I'm surprised at that too.
I was waiting for him to put up his own graphic. That's why I went past it.
I didn't screw up yet. That's why.
That's true.
He's allowed to put it up as long as the show goes perfectly. We'll see, guys. We're 3 minutes in.
We have Instagram today, so that's ahead of everything from before.
Exactly.
Okay.
All right, guys. Now we can officially kick it off the way that we kick it off around here. Some people love it. Some people hate it.
It's an acquired taste.
I enjoyed singing it and doing the dance, so I don't care what other people think. I have fun with it, and that's all that matters.
I feel like the temp should just automatically dial the microphone down on this one.
I do.
Okay, he does. He does it automatically. It's probably a good idea.
Look, I can't deny that. I'm not trying to sit here and deny that. Okay, guys? Okay,
right.
honey, are you ready?
I'm ready. Here we go.
Let's get the show started, everybody. Let's do this. Thursday. Yes, it's Thursday. Oh, yeah.
And we're going to try to switch the show back to Friday.
Oh, please.
Because
guys, stay tuned. We're going to let people know for sure about that next week.
I don't know the lyrics to the Thursday song because in my brain it's still Friday. For years it was Friday.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, guys, the lyrics are super easy, but we still get messed up with them still to this day.
Yeah, it feels so much more natural to say Friday. And then it's officially cheers to the weekend.
Yes. Well, some people can kick it off early. Some people kick it off early.
Is it tomorrow a PA
Guys, you
day?
can cheers, and how do you know that?
I don't know.
I'm impressed that you're aware of that.
I've caught wind that it's a PA day tomorrow, but
okay, I don't know if our international friends know this, but PA day is, I don't know what that stands for, but it's a day off for the kiddies out there.
Yeah. What does PA day stand for?
I'm not sure. One of the parents can let us know in the chat, because I'm not sure, but it's the kids. All the kids need to know is they get to stay home on that day.
Exactly. It's not a PA day for us, though.
Hey, Robert. Robert's joining us. Hi, Robert Johnson.
Hi, Robert.
Okay, guys. Now it is time. We would like to share who our special guest is for today. We are very happy that he's joining us on the show today. Please welcome to the show, guys. We have the Vice President of Canada Beef, Ron Glazer. Ron, how are ya?
Hi, everyone. I'm great. Thank you.
Ron, it's nice to see you.
Yeah, thank you so much for being on the show, Ron. We really appreciate you taking the time.
Oh, it's a pleasure. Thank you.
Now, Ron, we didn't ask you this before the show. I just assume, I don't think I can assume this, but I assumed you're in Toronto. Ron, where are you joining us from?
Actually, from chilly Calgary, Alberta.
Are you really? That's awesome.
You were talking about the weather before. We're minus 20, minus 25. I think, what is that, minus 10 Fahrenheit? So.
Oh,
goodness gracious. Okay, we have absolutely nothing to complain about. I thought
say,
it was, I think it's -8 here.
I know. I'm like,
we're going to zip it.
Were you in a green room secretly making fun of us for complaining about our Southern Ontario weather?
Well, you guys get a lot more snow. So I'm, you can
we?
keep all the snow.
Okay, yeah, we have got quite a fair bit of snow this year, and we've got like a taste of the cold because normally we don't get this much cold. And I got to tell you, I don't like it, Ron.
Me neither. I'm not a fan of it.
I got a Chihuahua. She hates it.
Yeah, well, we have to shovel, so at least we have that on him.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, Ron. Well, we're very happy that you're joining us today from Canada Beef. You are the vice president, like we mentioned, which we're very happy that you're here. And we just wanted you to share a few tips for the Canadians out there when they're shopping, when they're at their grocery store, their butchers. How can we know exactly that we're buying Canada Beef? Because before I don't think that people are shocked to know that not every single piece of beef that's at a grocery store may not be Canada Beef.
Yeah, so in Canada, about 75% of all the beef that's for sale at retail is of Canadian production. A lot of people want to know, well, how can I identify Canadian? How can I make sure that I'm buying local, so to speak? So the first tip we often give is pick the beef with the leaf. We have a advertising campaign going on right now emphasizing that. But when you go to the store, look for on-pack labeling. A lot of the retailers will have versions of the Canadian flag or the maple leaf, or they'll have signage over the retail area, that'll say and specify Canadian beef. So, certainly look for the beef with the leaf. As well, look for Canadian grade quality grades. So in Canada, we have Canada Prime, which is the top grade. We have Canada AAA and Canada AA, which is typically those are the grades of beef that you'd see at retail. Canada Prime being the best, AAA being fantastic, and AA being very good and also affordable as well. And last thing I would suggest too is, don't be afraid to go to the butcher and ask them. Like if it's unclear to you, if you're not seeing the Canadian beef grade on the packaging, if you're not seeing logos or signage on the packaging or around the case, ask the butcher and they'll be able to tell you. Sometimes you'll see ungraded beef. Ungraded does mean imported. So just so you know, if you're seeing ungraded beef, that will not be Canadian beef.
Oh, okay. I never heard that one before. That's a really good tip.
Yeah, that's really interesting. And I think a lot of people don't know that. I think that because it's not really well advertised in the store, they're not putting a huge billboard on it saying ungraded right here.
Yeah.
And, just to be clear too, ungraded does not mean unsafe. All beef that's for sale at retail is inspected and safe. It's, again, it does not have that Canadian quality grade. We can't guarantee the quality of that product, but we certainly can, guarantee the healthfulness of it.
Well, Ron, that's a really great point, and I love the tip to just ask too, because we I don't know if you remember this, but a couple weeks back we were cooking with the petite tender, and we had to talk a lot to our local butchers, the local meat counter people, because that was kind of a hard cut to come across. So we made friends with a lot of the people at the butcher counter.
And I think we even taught them a thing or two.
Oh, I think so too.
Because they kept giving us the wrong cut, and they were like, "This is it for sure." And then we went home and we were like, "I don't think that is it."
Shout out to Joyce. Joyce is watching. Every time we brought a cut home, we're like, "Joyce, please, is this the right cut?" She's like,
"Nope."
Ladies, I'd like to say it is, but it's not. Back to the drawing board. So out we went again. And that's why it is good to just talk to the people at the meat counter. That's a great tip. It's an easy one, but everybody can do that.
Excellent.
Very, very interesting information, Ron. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. It's so important now, especially more than ever, for people to also know how to shop Canadian.
Exactly. Everyone obviously is all about supporting local Canadian farmers and ranchers, but now more than ever, obviously, right now. And so, Ron, now we have you for our next segment. We're very grateful that you're sticking around for this fun one that we have today. This is our segment, Ravenous Rewind, where we take our guests back in time. We like to hear a little bit about their food past. So for this one today, the question is, what is your go-to potluck meal to bring to a social gathering? And we wanted to ask you that today because Super Bowl's this weekend. And a lot of people want to bring stuff around to the gatherings.
Oh yeah, we do a Super Bowl party every year with friends. And, for me, Super Bowl is finger food. I love being able to graze throughout the game. It's not sitting down. So for us, that tends to be things like the nacho plate, and always adding that beef crumble to the nacho plate. Sliders, you can never go wrong with sliders. You can have as many different flavored burgers as you like when they're sliders. As well. I mean, I'm ashamed to say it, but chicken wings. Once a year, maybe some chicken wings.
Well, I think our invitation must have gotten lost in the mail.
Yeah,
Ron.
well, we can't. I don't know if we can get to Calgary, but for Sunday, but that's convenient.
Especially with all the snow that's coming, I don't think anyone's going anywhere, even locally.
Great. Well, and thank you again. We appreciate your support for Canadian. Don't forget, every time you buy Canadian beef, it is local beef. Beef is raised in every province in the country. So if you want to support that Canadian farmer, if you want to support that Canadian economy, look for the beef with the leaf.
I love that one. That one will never, ever get old to us. I literally hear it when I'm in the grocery store. I see the label and I'm like, look for the beef with the leaf, the beef with the leaf. I do it every time.
Yeah, it's very, very easy to remember. That's what makes it so great.
Exactly.
Now, Ron, hopefully you will be interested in the recipe that we are sharing today. It is a winner. If I
Ron,
do
did
say
you
so
see it?
myself.
I feel like that's for Super Bowl too. Our recipe today, technically, it goes with your grazing theme.
Yeah, 100%. You got to have the guac. You got to have the pico. All those things are there anyway. You may as well add some beef as well.
Exactly.
I've got my pen and note paper. I'm ready to learn.
Yes, we love to hear that.
Thank you so much for joining us, Ron. We really appreciate you taking the time, and we hope you have a fantastic Super Bowl weekend.
It's a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Stay warm, Ron. Bye-bye. Thank you. Okay, guys, that was awesome.
He's fantastic. Really, really great tips. And I don't think a lot of people did know that about the ungraded beef.
Yes. Okay. That I think was like, for me personally, the biggest take home for this. Ungraded means imported.
But
so
that's like you said, it's not unsafe.
Yes, but it's a good way to know, to be able to distinguish between Canada beef and any other type of beef. So that's great. That's great information to know. We knew Ron was going to bring some good facts with him.
Yeah, and my guess is that his Super Bowl parties off the hook.
Well, especially
does anyone say that anymore?
You do. And especially because he said that he hosts one every year. I don't know about you guys, but anytime that you host a gathering, you learn a little bit about what not to do next year and what you want to bring with you to the next gathering. So I'm going to assume that Ron hosts a great one.
Oh, yeah, me too. 100%.
I liked his lineup. His lineup.
All right, guys. So we kind of spilled the beans a little bit. We're making fajitas.
Okay, but we spilled the beans. It's in the thumbnail, pal.
You already knew
It's in the thumbnail. It's in the title, guys. He's trying to look like we're pulling a fast one on you guys. We're not. We're making. Okay, but these ain't just any fajitas. These are sheet pan blade steak fajitas
with a very interesting method that you might not be familiar with.
Now, I want to hear if anyone in the crowd today has made a sheet pan meal, because I'd like to say that a sheet pan meal is a life-changing experience. Like you think you're like, okay, whatever, like sheet pan, whatever. It's quicker.
Yes.
It's cleaner and it's easier.
Absolutely it is. I don't see Eva Llama over here, but I'm hoping that he is on TikTok. Hi, Blue. Hi, Jay. Hi, Super Shy. How's everybody doing over on TikTok? Thank you for joining us.
Now, guys, like the temp just threw up the graphic. You can get today's recipe at CDNbeef.ca if you want to make that this evening, this weekend. You can head there to get the recipe, make your grocery list, and then head out on your way, because this one is going to be a great one. I know that we say that every week, but anyone who tunes in every week, you know we ain't lying. We have Michelle McAdoo joining us. She said, I have done a sheet pan meal, just one pan to wash. Yes, Michelle, that is like the point.
Okay, and more importantly, the reason why I love sheet pan anything is that you're not stuck in the kitchen. I love putting for the times that I'm not in the mood to cook, which is very rare because I love being in the kitchen. But I do love that you can put stuff on a sheet, put it in there, and go and sit down. That's to me my favorite part about making.
I totally agree. And Michelle, I'll see your one pan wash up, and I'll raise you a 0 pan wash up because we line it. Yes. And I don't know about you
Although
guys.
you do still have to clean this sometimes.
I don't know. No, sometimes you do, but I did a 3-layer. So fingers crossed we don't have to clean it. Okay.
All right. Tom's saying I've done sheet pan vegetables with potatoes, Brussels sprouts, onion, and finished with a balsamic reduction. Tom.
Fantastic, Tom.
That sounds incredible.
We got CJ in the house. We have SNS Grills in the house. We have the Beyond Venue saying, quick tip at the grocery store, scan the QR code or the UPC code on beef packages with the leaf, and it will take you directly to the Canada Beef site with the cut and access to all recipes.
That was also a huge novelty to us when we first figured this out as well. It was like, we don't get out much.
Yeah.
We were like, what?
It sounds like you're like, so I just like put my phone up to a package, hit the QR code, and then it takes me to a website. It's like, yeah, is that true? It's
cool.
True. And we were taught, actually this time, not this time last year, but in the spring, we went to Breakfast Television. We were talking about that on the segment, but before the segment, we were talking to Mr. Sid Sixero and Meredith Shaw about this, and they were like, wait, so what are you talking about? You just scan that and then it takes you to the website? And everyone was acting like it was like this
so futuristic,
unbelievable thing, and we're like, I know, guys, the future is now.
Yeah. Okay, so let us know where you're watching from TikTok. HT's letting us know that he is in Jersey. I was not aware of that information. Thank you, HT, for sharing.
Hey, HT, we're glad that you're here with us.
Hi, Christina. Hey, Liz. How's everybody doing? Okay, we got to get rocking and rolling because these fajitas...
Guys, we could sit and chat with you guys for ages here. And, you know, that is a lot of what the show is about.
That is quite a bit of what we spend our time doing here. Okay, so I'm going to get started on our peppers and onions. And Chad is saying he is in Virginia. We've got Rob in Kansas City, Missouri.
Nice to see you, Chad. Nice to see you, Rob. Yeah. We have Russell joining us. I think Russell's near the Kingston area. He's saying, quick tip, if you use a little bit of water on your sheet pan, it will hold the foil to the pan. Russell, thank you.
Where were you 10 minutes ago before we did this?
Yeah, it's already on there, and it's gripped tight. So guys, that's the first step of this recipe today. Line your pan, and then make sure you spray it with oil like we have here, because we don't want any stickage. Nothing ruins the fun like stickage.
Yeah, although Joyce did bring up a good point. Joyce from Canada Beef brought up a good point. Normally we are obsessed with parchment, but watch out with parchment, because if you put it under the broil, it could flame up, and that is a recipe for not a good Super Bowl.
Oh my goodness, that's not a good recipe for anything. Okay. Another shout out to Joyce.
Okay, so I'm going to start with just adding a little bit of oil to the bottom of this bowl. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do the rest of this. And then I'm going to create like a wet spice mixture to toss our peppers and onions into. And I find that just helps to evenly coat everything, and it makes it so everything gets nice. I like to do this ahead of time. So we're going to add in here's our spice mixture that we're working with. We got some garlic powder, some cumin, some celery salt, and some chili powder.
Probably things that you already have in your pantry.
Yeah. You can mix this up if you wanted to add other things, you can, but we find that this is classic fajita flavors.
Exactly. I know a lot of people love the fajita packets that you can get, the already made fajita flavors. You can use that if you want, but if you're going to make sure that you have a fully stocked pantry, which I think most people do, then use what you already have. It saves on the cost, and it makes sure that you're using your spices, because guys, spices don't last forever. Even though it's a pantry item, though, you can't have a pack of cumin that lives in the pantry for 4 years. That ain't gonna taste good.
And what I love about making it yourself is that you can control the sodium, because those packets, while they are great, I do love a packet, but they are full of sodium, and then you can't control it. So if I want to dial up the flavor, but I don't need an insane amount of salt.
Agreed.
Although
that's a very good point of why not of why not to use a packet?
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to get started slicing up on our peppers.
Okay,
here.
guys, as Key goes on our veg medley, I want to talk a little bit about our blade steak that we have here. So I'll show you guys what this looks like. That is the blade steak, and I will share with you guys, like Ron mentioned on when he was just joining us on the show, there's different grading indicators to know when you're buying Canada beef. And I will have you guys know that we treated ourselves to Canada Prime, baby.
Yes,
Look
yeah,
at that.
we did. It's Super Bowl.
Exactly. It's Super Bowl. Guys, look at all of this gorgeous, gorgeous marbling that we have here. And that is a telltale sign of prime. Okay, there's a lot of marbling in prime. This is going to be very tender, very juicy, and very, very flavorful. Now, because this is prime, we're going to treat this in the nicest, easiest way possible. If you wanted to put a barbecue rub on this, you go for it. What we're going to do is just add some good old S&P, and we're using the good stuff. This is Malden salt here. We're using the good stuff, salt and pepper, because we want the flavor of this Canada Prime beef to stick out.
Mm-hmm. Love Grows Baking also just brought up a very good point on TikTok. Those packets also include MSG. So if you're trying to
Great
avoid
tip, Love Grows Baking.
And sugar is another thing. Those packets you can almost guarantee they're going to include sugar, a lot of salt, and a lot of MSG. So if you want to avoid those things, or if you want to even just control them yourself, that's another reason why to make your own spice mixture. And like Mad brought up, spices don't last forever. A lot of people do think that. Like, I worked at Canadian Tire a long, long time ago when we were in university, and someone was buying one of the a spice rack that already had the spices in it. And at the time I was like, are you sure you want to buy this? This is probably not good for the company. I probably shouldn't have said this, but I was like, are you sure you want to buy this? And they were like, why not? I'm like, these spices are already in here, and Lord knows how long they've been in here.
I know a lot of people like to buy those just because you purchase the actual spice jars and everything, and then you get home and you're like, oh, my pantry's already set up, but
You think
you
it's
don't
bang
know
for your
how
buck.
old. Yeah, you don't know how old those spices are. Are they going to taste off? No, they will just. The longer you have the spice, the lower in flavor the spice gets. So you want your flavors of your spices to be pungent. That's the whole point of why we have them.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, this is what we have here: our blade steak Canada Prime. It has been heavily peppered, as you can see, guys. I ain't skimping on that pepper or the salt. Now, it does not just stop there. I think a lot of people, when they're making any kind of steak, especially because we like to refer to this as a beginner recipe. This is easy. Maybe this is somebody's first time making a recipe like this. You need to season both sides. Okay, so we're going to make sure we're not rubbing the meat. We're just tapping it in just so it adheres to the beef. And then we're going to flip it.
We got a question over on TikTok asking, what are we making today? We're making sheet pan fajitas for Super Bowl weekend. Although you could eat these anytime and they're still going to be delicious.
Mm-hmm. We're just talking Super Bowl because that's what's happening this weekend.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to flip it. We flipped it. And then now I have one hand that is all beefy now. So I'm going to just use this hand to do the salt. And then I'm going to wash my hand and then pepper this side as well.
Oh, no, Mike is sick with the flu. Mike, so sorry to hear that.
Is that Mike Bierman?
Yeah.
No, Mike.
Okay, so we got a red pepper that we've added to the bowl with the oil and our seasonings. And you'll notice that we're sticking to the sweet bell peppers today. Beautiful colors, but the recipe calls for a jalapeno. We didn't want necessarily too much spice today, so we're just going to add a little bit more red onion. You just want to make sure that the quantity is about the same. So if you don't want spice, you don't have to have it. Just sub in with either more bell pepper or more onion.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie, guys. I'm disappointed. We're not having the jalapeno in there.
It's a temp. He said he didn't want it.
CJ is joining the show, and CJ, I'm not even reading that out, buddy. We love ya. We're not everyone. Jay Booth too, guys. You can't say pat the meat without this crowd going off the rails.
You can't even say the word meat around these people.
Oh my goodness, guys.
Okay, so you just want to slice your peppers as thinly as possible. I personally can't stand if I order fajitas in a restaurant and there's like big, if I show up or if they show up to the table and it's like a piece that big.
Yes. Agreed.
What is with that? I can't stand that.
I
cut
so
them
agree.
thinly. It's like it's annoying to me.
This recipe is so easy. Just take the time. There's only a few ingredients. Do them properly. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
We have Michael DeGuerre joining us on Insta. Hello, Michael. Nice
Hey,
to
Michael.
see you.
How are you? How's the weather in Ottawa?
Guys, look at how easy that was. Okay. And also you'll notice this particular blade steak is about 1 inch. So that's why we're going to be cooking this with the broiler today. Hence why we're using the sheet pan. It's going to go right under the broiler, and it doesn't get easier than that.
I think that's really cool. I don't think a lot of people think to cook with a broiler.
That's why this is a great wintertime recipe, because as you guys know, we grill all year round. Obviously, many people who are tuning in today do as well. But if you didn't want to fire up your grill on those really cold days, maybe Ron, he said it's -20 over there. He might not want to be going out there to fire up his grill.
I wouldn't want to be going out there for anything.
This is a great indoor recipe that you can just make with your broiler.
Yes, exactly. The only thing I use my broiler for is to darken the top of a pizza. That's the only, I'm trying to think of any, or garlic bread.
Good point.
That's the only time I ever turn on my broiler.
I think once you guys see how easy this is, you're gonna want to be cooking with the broiler more often. Now I'm kind of on pause because I'm just waiting for Key to get done with her veg.
Okay, Java is saying poblano peppers. Yeah, you absolutely could use poblanos. I grew those in the garden last summer, and I missed them. I dehydrated like a bunch of them, and they're all gone. Needless to say, we ate them quite quickly because they're so delicious. But poblanos are good because, in my opinion, they're a perfect mix of like sweet and spicy. A little bit of spicy. I love poblano.
Subtly. Sometimes though, you do get one that will blow your socks off, so you got to watch out. But they are a flavor explosion.
Yeah, they say if it's a really dry year, then your peppers are going to be spicier, and that's happened to us a few times.
Now, Russell is coming in with a fantastic question. Russell, Great Dane Barbecue, is asking, do you flip the meat when you cook with the broiler? Russell, very good question. Yes, you do. Okay, so what we're gonna do once Key gets done with the veg, she's really taking her time there.
I want them to be thin.
That's okay, guys, because again, I completely agree with that. They do need to be thin. I don't want to just like be gnawing into like a huge chunk of pepper here.
Yeah.
And especially because this recipe is so quick, you want everything to be cooked nice and quickly. But so what we're going to do is we're going to pour the veg onto the sheet pan, and then the steak goes right on the top so that it is the first thing that the broiler hits. So Russell, great point. So we're going to put it under there. The broiler is going to be sizzling, doing its thing. After 7 minutes, we're going to pull it out, flip it, give the veg a little bit of a jostle, flip it, another 7 minutes, and then it comes out. Now, on that note, when we're talking minutes here, we're not talking a hard and fast rule here.
No.
Okay, so get yourself one of these. This is a meat thermometer. You guys know we have sung meat thermometers praises throughout the years, because just like when you're cooking with the grill, you need to make sure you're cooking to temperature, not time.
Although I always say do as I say, not as I do, because I don't tend to use those.
Key,
and I get in trouble.
Key doesn't really like to use one all the time, but I feel like you can sometimes get away with it, but I love it, and I feel like you make many less mistakes like that.
Yeah, sometimes maybe it's like user error. Maybe I'm the one who's like not doing it properly.
Okay, but are you doing our tip where you put it into the side, guys? When you're just pretend this is cooked, you're gonna put the meat, you're gonna go like that into the meat. You're not gonna go like that. A lot of people just go right to the top, but sometimes it can just end up going right through to the other side of whatever you're cooking. So you want to like go like that. It gives you the temp, and then you're good to go.
Yeah. What's even cooler is if you have one that has a probe, because that one's good. But if you have a probe and you can just leave it in something and not have to keep opening the grill or opening up your oven, those ones are even better.
Agreed. Now, guys, you don't have to use red onions for this. You can use white onions too. But I don't know about you guys, but this time of the year more than ever, I need some color in my life. It's looking white out there. It's looking gray out there. Goodness gracious. If you can use red onions, use the red.
I love how I've got all the chopping today. See how convenient that is, everybody?
That's my little sister, everybody.
Flirty Murdy standing there looking pretty, not having to do much of anything.
We got Glenna joining us. She's saying, what Jamaican? And Kevin's joining us. He's saying hi. He's saying hey to everybody, and it's been a long time. Glenna, we're happy that you're joining us. Today we are making sheet pan blade steak fajitas. They're super easy. They're a lot. We always say a lot of our recipes are easier to make than they are to say.
Yep. Jay is saying can pretty much tell the doneness by finger pressure on the meat. Jay, that is like not the thing to do.
You know, when people are like, you can tell when it's like, press this is medium, this is well. I don't buy it, guys.
I'm like, am I clenching?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I don't know.
Like, am I like limp wrist here? Like, no. You want to get your meat thermometer. You want to put it in, and then there's no guesswork. It tells you exactly what temperature the meat's at. We're if we're wanting to cook to a medium rare to medium, we're going to go between 135 to 145. That's our sweet spot. But again, we always like to tell people when you're cooking at home, cook to whatever you want your meat done at.
I'm surprised you don't want garlic in this.
Well, that's a great point, and I'm glad you brought it up because garlic is in all of the accoutrements that we're serving this with today.
Oh,
but you know
eyeballs.
why? Oh, honey, are you okay?
Yep.
We both are rocking our glasses today.
Yeah, that's
He's
one
taking
thing.
one for the team.
That's one thing I miss about. I don't wear contacts anymore. That is one thing I miss is the onion chopping. It saves you if you have
Now,
contacts
the
on.
reason why there's no garlic in here is because when you're using the broiler, garlic will burn. So that's why specifically we're using garlic powder. HT's yelling out at all caps Team Garlic. HT, I see you. I'm glad that you're here, and I'm glad that you're on Team Garlic. CJ saying my video tomorrow features garlic.
Why am I not surprised?
We knew CJ was on Team Garlic. Oh my goodness, what was that?
I don't know. We lost something on this side, but I can't see because my eyes are so watery here.
Guys, something from the set just crumbled down. So let's hope it has nothing to do with the counter. Can you imagine mid-show?
No. You can start stirring these up if you want. I only have one onion left, and then we can rock. And then I just got to add the lime.
Guys, Key's had enough.
Ooh.
She's like, put your girl Flirty Murdy to work here. Guys, we have the one and only Stu Jeffries joining us in the house on Insta. He's saying, hey, beauties.
Hey, Stu Jeffries. Steve.
Hey, Stu Jeffries.
Steve, yes, we do live in. There's Steve on TikTok saying, do you live in Canada? Yes, we do. How can you tell? Is it the way we talk?
Do we have? No, we don't have a maple leaf on this. But guys, there's a maple leaf back there. We're Canadian proud around here. Key's trying to not cry into the onions. It's not really working.
I find red onion to be more pungent than yellow onion. I don't know what's with that.
I agree with that.
But I've noticed
totally
that
agree with
lately.
that.
I've been getting a lot of red onion as well. And although, would you call this red or purple?
Red. I would definitely.
I call it red onion, but technically it is purple.
Guys, look at that. I have to hand it to her. She's taking a century to do this, but check out these peppers. Look at those. Let's just marvel at the fact that they're taking a long time, but they're worth it.
Now, do they still serve fajitas and like those sizzling things at restaurants, or is that a lawsuit waiting to happen?
Okay, now I wish that we were.
Like, you know what I mean? In like the early 2000s when you'd get fajitas at a restaurant and it would come out. But I feel like all it takes is one kid to get burned on there, and then they shouldn't probably do that anymore.
We have Chef Ryan Dawson in the house saying hello, ladies. We have Lady Rin saying hello. Guys, I'm at a standstill. Key is doing her thing. She's trying to not cut her little fingies. Through the tears of her eyes, I basically did this to her. I'm sorry, honey.
That's all right. We're almost there.
Okay, let's get those in. Lisa's joining us. Hi, Lisa. Lisa, we're making blade steak sheet pan fajitas today. They're going to be so delectable, guys. This is a recipe that you're definitely going to want to make. And if you want, like we already shared, okay, oh my goodness, even the air of that is getting me. Okay, that is strong.
All right, Steve on TikTok is saying, I used to live in Quebec. Oh, interesting. Very, very cool.
Cool, Steve.
Oh, it's just clear some of that.
Steve, where are you at now? Are you still a Canadian?
Okay, so the last thing we're going to add, and I'm no longer allowed to do that because I almost wrecked the set one time trying to catch a lime.
Guys, no.
The temp's trying to get me to
throw this. The temp just put his hand up, being like, that's the universal sign to throw me the ball.
No, because then how am I going to get it back? We need this.
I'll throw it back.
Want to?
Okay, oh my goodness, those are strong onions, man.
Yeah, but can I catch it back? No, buddy. Okay.
I'll go over that way.
You're going over where?
Guys,
by the window.
Something is about to happen here.
Oh! hand it.
Yeah.
Like, that's not.
Because the temp literally was like, he was
He's
gearing
like,
up
"Got
to
it?"
make it like delicate. He's like, here, Key. Okay.
And almost took my head off in the process.
HT
Okay.
knows. He's saying Key drops everything.
Yeah, she does.
Certainly does. She certainly does. Guys, it's clean in here. That was less than a 5-second rule.
Yeah, we're not doing the zest anyway, so I don't
Yeah.
want to hear anyone crying.
I am
about-
still at a standstill because we got to get that juice in here. Key is taking her sweet time. We have Guido Jacobson joining us saying hello, Maddie and Kiki. Oh, okay.
One last
Key needs
thing.
it back.
Okay, just one last thing. We're gonna add in a. Oh, this is a really nice juicy lime. I love it when they're like this.
Me too.
Look at this side.
Ooh, oh
look
my
at how much-
goodness. Okay, well, I also will say I pre-rolled that for you.
I can't. Sure, you
I
did.
did. Guys, rolling your limes. Don't just go add a lime without rolling it.
It's because the temp almost took my head off. That's what helped it.
It just bashed into the wall, which helped it juice even more.
Okay, that's it, honey. You are good to go. Take it away.
Okay,
And I have to go
Frank,
wash out my eyeballs.
Fritz Frank is saying, tell me you don't play sports without telling me. Okay, he's calling out Key's lack of athleticism there.
Look, I'm
Or is that to the temp? Because that was an awful, inappropriate throw.
I'm not trying to deny that though, Fritz Frank, at all. Although I have recently begun self-defense, so if anyone wants to go, I'm
Guys,
here.
I'm scared. I'm not in it with Key, but I'm hearing about what she's learning, and you don't want to mess with this girl. You didn't want to mess with her before, but you certainly don't now.
Oh,
Fight,
Mama's
fight,
here.
fight,
No.
fight, fight.
All right, guys,
Hi,
we are
Mama, I
finally
missed
at
you.
the stage where we can begin pouring on our sheet pan veg. Okay.
How easy was that?
It other than the fact that took you ages to cut, which let's be honest, it was worth it.
But only because I could have done it a lot faster, but I like it
Ooh, that
super,
smells nice.
super thin.
Yep, agreed.
Tom's asking if I'm learning Krav Maga. Tom, it is very similar. It's along those lines. The teacher is certified in Krav Maga, so I'm sure there's going to be some of those moves in there.
Oh, cool.
I'm just telling you, don't mess with me after this.
guys,
If anybody's thinking that they're trying to mess with me, I'd think twice.
just to let you guys know, I wouldn't mess with her before that, but now that she's actually getting some real training, watch out. And HT is saying he's going to go toe to toe with you.
All right, Jay's saying time for a dip dive. Okay, Jay, your timing is perfect. We're going to get the Murd's going to continue to put this on. I will do a dip dive.
Let me just do this
Okay,
first,
sorry.
and then we'll do a dip dive. Because, guys, I've been on pause for a long time. It is my time to shine here.
Okay.
We got the peppers. They went down on the pan. It doesn't get easier than this. Russell, that was for you because Russell wanted to know what we were doing there. That's all you do. You put the blade steak right into the middle. We're going to get our broiler going, and then it doesn't get easier than that, guys. We're minutes away from fajitas.
It doesn't get easier. And what's nice about that is that that really takes the guesswork out of like preheating,
Yes.
waiting, having to go outside, use the grill because it is quite chilly here. I know that we're sounding like big babies, but we can't handle these Canadian winters because we don't get them anymore. That's the problem. We've grown soft over the years, eh, honey?
Yes. All right, guys, I'm going to get this underneath the broiler and put a timer on when you're cooking with the broiler. I don't know if anyone's ever done this before. A lot of people have made the mistake of making garlic bread under there. They walk away and then it gets burnt. So we got to get a timer on here.
Yeah, I do a timer every time. All right, who's ready for a dip dive?
I am.
Jay's made it clear
Jay
that he
called
is.
it all out. He wants it. Let's
Okay.
go for it.
All right, here we go. Oh, wow, that really doesn't make a lot of noise when the broiler's on. I was like, is that even on? No, it is, but
Yep, it's
normally
on,
that's a lot
guys.
louder. Okay, here we go. Ready for a dip dive this week. I'd like to know all your answers, TikTok. Make sure you're paying attention. Okay, here's the question. Which comes to us from someone on TikTok. Do you dress up to go on a plane?
Ooh.
Very interesting question.
Like to travel on a plane.
Yeah, but basically, like, what do you wear when you travel on a plane?
I'm interested to hear what
Me
people
too.
have to say about this.
I wish it said, "What do you eat on a plane?" Because I would throw you under the bus for bringing tuna in an airport.
Okay, but guys, in an airport, let me say I did do that. I will own it. I will admit it. I did that, but I did not bring it onto the plane.
Yeah, because they didn't let you. It was too
No, I
liquidy.
wouldn't bring it onto the plane. I would be my plan was to eat that in the airport. And I would not ever dare eat that beside somebody on a plane.
I still think it's a very poor
It's
choice.
risky. It's risky, but it's at least it's not eggs.
Yeah, it's along the same lines though, buddy. Eggs, tuna.
Michelle McAdoo, she's still here. She's saying, yes, you might get upgraded to first class. If you're, Michelle, are you saying if you're wearing fancy clothes?
Yeah, if you're dressing up.
Because I
dress for the job you want or the seat you want in Michelle's case.
Ooh, that's good.
Michelle.
I like it.
Tom's saying, I dress down. I want to be comfortable, especially on long flights. Yeah, I could see that too, Tom.
And Mike Bierman is saying, I dress casually.
Yeah, Glenn is saying comfy clothes are the best. Fritz Frank saying, no, I wear comfortable clothes when flying. Yeah, I would say like for us, we're pretty comfortable.
I wouldn't say comfortable.
I'm not like track pants and a sweatshirt.
When I think comfortable, I think like, guys, I've seen people enter a plane wearing pajamas. I think that's a no-go for me.
I personally think leaving your house in pajamas is a no-go. Yeah, I was just going to say,
I don't know about you guys, if you've been to a grocery store as of late, a lot of pajamas. That's not where they belong. Don't wear that to the grocery store.
Although I will say, previously I have been strongly against these giant oversized sweaters that you see a lot of women wearing, because I was like, they look sloppy and they don't look put together. I got a couple. I can see why people like them now.
Why'd you get them if you're against them?
Because I wanted to see what all the hype was about. And they're quite comfy. But I'm not going to wear those actually I did wear one to a restaurant recently.
What? You wore a huge baggy sweater to a restaurant?
Yeah, I wanted to be comfortable, and it felt liberating, because I was like, this is why people wear them, because they're so comfortable. Boo. I didn't want to be on display. I was feeling bloated.
Boo.
No.
I don't agree with that, guys. In a time where I think it's becoming less and less important to dress professional. Is there even professional wear anymore?
I don't think so.
I don't think there is. No. We haven't worked in an office in quite some time, and I feel like there's no such thing as office attire anymore.
No, I think it's come as you are.
Yeah.
Which is questionable for a lot of people.
Exactly. I feel like in the workplace these days, workplace attire, it can be questionable.
Yeah. Very
interesting. For me personally, to answer the question, I think that's a great question. I would go comfortable, but not overly casual. Mm-hmm. Definitely a jean. Definitely a nice shoe. I don't take my shoes off in the plane. I see a lot of people taking shoes off. I'm like, the plane doesn't want to smell your foot aroma. Okay. Ew. Keep them on, people. Ew. Keep them on.
I've seen videos where people are wedging their feet on the window, up beside people. And I'm like, what are you thinking? That's near someone's head.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, agreed.
Glenna's saying, I've noticed weather and news people don't dress up anymore. Really, Glenna? That's interesting. Yeah. I don't have cable, so I don't really watch that much news, but I didn't know that. I thought for sure that was a standard that people had to still dress up.
I would say I'm a little bit when it comes to that, I guess maybe on the old fashioned side of things.
Yeah.
I don't
get a big frumpy sweater, pal.
No. Sorry.
You're going to like it.
Not doing it.
Just for casual bumming around.
You went to a restaurant wearing that.
Okay, A, it was lunch, and B, it was casual. Okay. And I'm not going to make a habit of it, but I could see why people like it.
I guess.
It was a nice color as well. It was a mint green.
Well, color-wise, maybe.
Okay, so we've got our fajitas cooking. Who is in the mood for not really a beverage, but along the lines of something to have after dinner. It's time for Cheers to the Weekend, everybody.
I def would. Guys, as you can see, I am keeping my eyes on that.
Love Rose Baby saying check the broiler. Thank you.
Yeah, they know. Okay. Guys, you don't want to when you're using the broiler, you want to keep your eye on it. Be aware of the aromas.
Yes.
Be aware of the aromas. If you smell burnt, it's just like grilling in a way, because this is high heat. You don't want to walk away. HT's like, Maddie ain't having any of it.
And the sounds too. If you hear things sizzling away, make sure you're watching.
But in terms of the attire, guys, I feel like people need to step it back up, everybody. We're going a little too cash these days. Step it back up.
Cheers to the Weekend. Okay, so this is kind of an interesting choice because it's not a beverage, but I thought that it would be really nice to do something for Super Bowl to offer your guests after they've eaten the meal portion of although like Ron said, people are kind of grazing. I don't know if there's a one set.
Why are you specifying when I eat my Sunday, man?
If I'm gonna go Sunday.
I think it could be.
Okay, so we're gonna do a classic banana split. Okay.
Oh, yeah, man.
I've had such a craving for this for so long. And I said to myself, why did I stop eating banana splits? When in my life did I just decide I'm not going to have banana splits
But
anymore?
before pre-show, we were just talking about how the old pants right now are fitting a little tight on both of us.
So maybe that's why I stopped. But banana split used to be my thing to order when our parents took us out for ice cream. And I'll tell you why, for two reasons. A, because they're delicious. And B,
Do you need a reason to want to enjoy a banana split?
No,
He's
but-
like, here's your top 12 reasons of why you want to enjoy a banana split.
no, but but I had logic as a child. The reason why I always wanted to order them is because you got 3 scoops of ice cream. Because as a kid, you're like, do I get an
True.
ice cream in a cup or on a cone? And then I knew that if you got a banana split, you got more. So I was always like, I'm going to get the banana split, even though I didn't really like the banana part of it, but I just wanted more ice cream. So we're going to do a cookies and cream banana split. Now, the first thing you want to do when you got a banana split is choose a banana for your vessel. So look at this. You got to have one that's going to be around the right size. This one looks like it's going to be perfect to me.
That looks perfect banana split.
Okay.
Banana. Now I'm going to pull the attention back right now for a second to the fajitas, because as you guys can see, those didn't take long at all. Look at that gorgeous color. I love that, Tom. I think he said, as I say, it's not burned, it's blackened. But
Exactly.
this is looking spectacular, guys. This is the first round of under the broiler. We are going to flip this. Okay, I'm actually going to use this to flip.
Ooh,
Because
nice
our
color.
blade stick came apart a little bit. I'm just going to flip it in 2. Okay, and then we're just going to lightly jostle the veg because we want the veg, buddy, perfect slicing.
See, you want them
Absolutely
nice and
perfect
thin.
slicing.
If you don't slice them thin enough, they stay too rigid. But if you slice them thin, they start to like curl over and they fit into the tortilla better.
Yeah,
in my
agreed.
opinion.
Agreed. Now, we are going to get that back under the broiler because as Russell asked, yes, we're flipping, we're cooking again.
Yeah, Tom, this is quite a big bowl for a banana split. But so my thinking here is if you're hosting a Super Bowl party, set up a bar that you can have people make their own sundaes or make their own banana splits, because in my opinion,
Oh my goodness, the perfectness of that banana.
yeah, you got to get a really good banana for
That's
this.
going to be good stuff.
In my opinion, you want to do as least amount of work as possible when you're hosting a party. And so I like that you can set up all the toppings, get a bunch of ice creams, get a bunch of like syrups and whatever, and then let people do their own thing. You don't have to monitor.
Genius.
Excuse me. So this one we're going to do is a cookies and cream banana split.
Ooh.
I think this ice cream looks spectacular. I haven't seen this in the grocery store, this brand, but it says made with cream from grass-fed cows.
Ooh,
so I was like very
gorge.
interested to hear what that's
I
going to
love
be
that
like.
it goes with our beef theme today.
Yes.
We have Valentin joining us saying, hey, Maddie and Kiki, happy Thursday. Valentin, I'm keeping my eye on the prize here, guys. I'm trying not to get lost in the delectableness of Key's ice cream sundae that she has going here. I'm trying to pay attention to the broiler because we don't want anything bad happening with the broiler.
Okay, so you want your banana split. You got your classic 3 scoops of ice cream.
I love that Fritz Frank just joined us. Not just joined us, but he just said a hilarious comment. Temp, can you go up for a second?
Who?
Fritz Frank. He said, never blame yourself / the pants, blame the dryer. And Fritz Frank, those are words that we live by.
We
around
do that
here.
too. But you got to face the music sooner or later. I know it's not the dryer.
Look, sometimes I just put on the jeans, give a few little squats, just stretch it out a little bit, you're good to go.
I've been eating sourdough morning, noon, and night lately.
That'll do it.
That'll do it.
That'll do it. Are we going to stop? No, we ain't.
I love it. Life's too short, guys. Okay, so we've got our ice cream. Now, typically banana split, I know it's 3 different types of ice cream, but I really wanted this cookies and cream to shine here.
Steve Nielsen is joining us. Hello, Steve. He's saying, oh, please don't use canned whipped cream. Steve, that's exactly what we're using, guys. When it comes to Super Bowl, we want the station set up easy, nice and simple. And that's what I'm sorry. There's something so nostalgic and fun about blasting out some whipped cream through that thing.
Yeah, and we're gonna go in with some magic shell and see if this actually like hardens up. Oh,
Guys, Key's in a magic shell time in her life. She's
Yeah.
obsessed with this
because
stuff.
I can't have it, so I'm so curious.
Look, now that we're saying all this, the tight pants are making a lot of sense.
Okay, so Love Grows Baking is saying they're making pants smaller now anyway, though. And you know what? Love Grows
What?
Baking,
To mess with us all?
but I always try to remember 2 different phrases. Number 1, strong over skinny.
Yes.
I think that's so important.
Agreed.
And number 2, buy clothes that fit your body and not the other way around.
Mhm.
So if you've
Amen,
gotten
sister.
bigger,
Sing it, sister. That needs a round of applause.
Get new clothes.
Yes.
I don't care that my pants are tight.
What was the strong one?
Strong over skinny? Because gone to the day. Who even says the word skinny anymore?
Mhm. Skinny is so out.
Let's be strong, ladies.
Yeah. Agreed.
Okay, so we've got our magic
and
shell.
gents. And
Yes.
gents.
Well, I think it goes without saying, but the ladies need to remember that we don't need to be super skinny.
Did that harden already?
It's hardening. Okay, so then we're gonna add in some chopped nuts. We've got some walnuts, some toasted walnuts going on top, and then I got a vanilla cookie.
Guys, oh my goodness
Because
gracious.
It's cookies and cream, so we're gonna crush up a vanilla cookie on top of there.
Texture city, baby.
This is gonna be so good. Okay, just right over the top like that. And then it wouldn't be a banana split without. This is what drew me in as a child to the banana split. Is
yeah.
like the way that it's so like beautiful, the way that they present it.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna do. You know how they always do this, like in an ice cream shop, is like the beautiful. Look at that.
Oh
okay?
my goodness
Wait.
gracious, guys.
Not just that. We've got some maraschino cherries. And then I think these ones have the stems on them.
The stems are like what it's
They
all
do.
about for the. Oh, cute.
Wait, we're gonna do 3 on each of these. Look at how beautiful that is.
I haven't locked eyes with a banana split in like decades.
Same with me. I used to order these all the time.
Why does the temp get this?
I know. I want it.
Look,
Okay.
the show, it's 12:51. The show has gone really well so far. No tech issues. I think the fella deserves it.
And then last but not least, look at before I get these all over the set.
She's hitting us up with a multicolored sprinkle, guys.
You need that
Come on.
for a bit. Okay, they are getting it.
Come on.
Sorry. Oops. Loopy will pick these up.
Oh, yes, she will.
Okay, look at how beautiful.
Buddy, that looks spectacular.
Make your own sundae bar. Get some bananas. Put it out there. Get some cookies.
Beautiful.
Put whatever you want out there and let people just go to town. Look at how beautiful this is. TikTok, are you seeing this? How beautiful is that? We're going to add the spoon. Special Sunday spoon. If you don't have these, it doesn't matter, but we do. So we're going to add it.
Guys, and when we say special Sunday spoon, it just basically elongated.
It's just a long spoon with a tiny little.
Yeah. Glenna, great. Now I have to go shopping. Glenna, you're going to want to add the cookies and cream ice cream, and you're definitely going to want to add blade steak to your grocery list this week, because I feel like this menu is a winning lineup.
Look at this.
Guys, that looks too pretty to eat.
This is like a banana split submarine.
Valentin is saying yum.
Okay. Would you want to try this, honey, before I give it to the temp?
Excuse
Okay.
me. Yes, I do. But I actually
Just give it a
okay.
little
Let
taste.
me just give a quick
Try-
taste.
Can you get the
I
shell?
can't get lost in this because I gotta keep an eye on. Listen to this.
It did magic shell.
Oh goodness gracious, guys! I'm going in with this bite right here. I hear the broiler going, but I need to go after this right here.
That's gonna
Look
be
at
so
that.
good.
Oh yes.
I wish I could share this, guys. How's that ice cream? Is it nice?
Mm-hmm,
Oh,
did you put that in the fridge?
the what?
The ice cream?
Yeah, I
'Cause it's
softened
not
it.
too hard.
Yes, I hate super. I don't like really
Pro
cold ice
tip,
cream.
man. Now,
Okay,
what is there to not love here?
I know.
That vanilla cookie, the texture in there. Yes, yes, yes.
Here you go, Bitey.
Guys, as Key
good.
brings that to the
Yeah.
temp.
Wait, where's the spoon? Are you hogging
Okay,
it for
we're
yourself?
gonna give
Okay.
him a new spoon.
All right, we don't need to be like French, and we don't need to be French and over here. We're gonna give him a new spoon.
Way to make it awkward, pal. All right, guys, we have 15 seconds on the clock here. I'm gonna need a round of applause. I'm gonna call upon a round of applause for myself
Hi,
here.
HD.
Did you hear what I just said? I'm
Round of
calling
applause. Okay.
for myself. Give it to me.
For what? I don't see anything.
Because I kept an eye on the broiler. Okay,
Okay.
that is a hard task to do.
She kept an eye on the broiler. Let's see if it's going to pay off because I want to see what these look like. And I want to see all the fixins you're going to serve with them.
Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous.
That looks absolutely spectacular, honey.
Guys, check that out. The temp. Oh, he's enjoying his ice cream.
Does he like it?
But
Yeah,
guys,
it's
this is
good.
what the temp is going back and forth to the ice cream to the camera.
Yes.
He's like, look, I gotta get my priorities straight around here. It's all about the ice cream.
Yes.
All right, guys. I would like to say, I think those veg look perfect the way they are. What I did with the recipe is remove the steak from the pan and then let the veg go a little bit. But I think because of your thin slicing, they look perfectly finished to me. There's a little bit of char on some of them. There's a little bit of bite still on some of them.
That's how I prefer the veg. Is to have a nice little char on it, but also to leave them so they're not super, super soggy.
Agreed. Now, but one thing I will say though, we would need to, in order for this to stop cooking, because we don't want the steak to continue to cook, we're going to remove that from the pan, put it on a plate, let that rest. Okay. We are not slicing this right now, but look at how gorgeous that looks. Spectacular. The temp is still with us, even though he's enjoying his ice cream. He's still handling the cameras.
Hi, Farah.
Hi, Farah. Guys, we're going to put this
Farah.
off to the side. But luckily, because of timing, I made us one ahead of time because we wanted to. Yeah. I will give it to myself again, guys.
Pro move.
Marisol, great job as always, sisters. Guys, I prepared one ahead of time because I wanted you guys to see what this looked like. Honey, I'm just going to put this right here.
Farah, you missed a banana split. You'll have to rewind. It looks so good.
And I can see it off to the side. It's going fast.
I have to tell you, now I'm on banana splits. I'm going to do myself a version because life is too short to not enjoy banana splits. People.
Agreed. Okay, so guys, first off, if this isn't all the accoutrements for a perfect fajita bar, I don't know what is.
Yes.
Okay, you have your homemade guac. I made that fresh this morning. Can someone tell me why some homemade guacs go brown and some don't? This one is perfectly green.
I don't get it.
I made it the way that I always make it. A little bit of lime juice, a little bit of garlic, a little bit of salt. That's it. And it's perfectly staying green.
None of those tips work with like the pit and like keeping the pit in it. Those don't work.
I forgot also, we have our corn. Good old canned corn. I love it. Great price. We have some homemade pico de gallo. If you just want to have, for during the week, the whole point of this recipe is that it's nice and quick. If you just want to throw in a store-bought salsa, or some grocery stores have a great pico already made, you don't need to make this, but I just felt like doing that today. A lot of garlic. I'm not going to lie. A lot of garlic. Okay, and it wouldn't be fajita night without some sour cream. Good old sour cream right here. And this is something that I feel like is mandatory for fajita night. A little fresh spritz of lime juice over the top just wakens up all the flavors perfectly. Okay, so that's what I like to serve when I do a fajita night. But you can put whatever you want with your fajita night. Some people like to have some pickled jalapenos. But check this out, everybody.
Oh, cooked to perfection.
Cooked to absolute perfection. I made this shortly before the show. Guys, look at this.
That's why Matt showed up smelling like fajita.
Yeah. Let me get up close and personal with you there. Can you guys see that? That was made with the broiler. Do you believe that?
Cooked to perfection.
You don't, and this is actually great for some people that may not even have a barbecue.
Yes.
Okay, so you can have a great steak at home. This is a very economical cut. Even though we went with the Canada Prime, it's still very economical. So it's very good on the old pocketbook and very, very simple to make. Now, I'm going to build us one because I see it's $12.58.
Please do.
And I would like to try this.
I'm going to need you to tell us what that tastes like. Although I have a feeling I know because it looks and smells spectacular, honey. Is there any particular order that you like to do your fajitas in?
I like to, actually, yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Oh,
Great
she's backing out. That was
I'm
a hard
backing right
rewind.
out. Okay. This is how I like to do it. I like to do a little guac for the glue. Okay. You smear down some guac.
Farah is saying a grill pan or the cast iron pan. Yeah, Farah, that's another great option.
Okay. Then we're going to go with the blade steak.
Okay.
Okay. Now, because I'm going first, I get to pick my favorite pieces.
And you don't want to overload these.
Yep. Okay. That's what I go next.
Hey, Dancing Wayne. How's it
going? We're
going?
to do a little bit of pico here.
TikTok will show you in just a second.
Ooh, that's juicy. Juicy pico. Some corn. Now, this is paining me to not overload this, guys, because you know I'm the queen of overloading. Okay, and then we're gonna go a little bit of sour cream. And look at what I'm doing here. This is what people like to do. And when you're having a gathering like Super Bowl, sometimes like having like a bar type scenario or like the ice cream bar, it gets people up and chatting, and it's like so much fun. Now I'm just gonna squeeze some lime over the top, just again to waken up those flavors. Guys, check that out.
That looks spectacular, man.
Does that not look marvelous?
I think a bar is a great idea too, because you can't assume what people are going to want. Even when I think I know what people want, when I see people making up their plates, it's never what I think.
You know what? I feel like though when you do this, someone might just go all beef. And
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
what? That's their prerogative.
What about the
Let them-
peppers?
Oh my goodness, Temp! Good one, buddy.
No, it was Tom.
Tom,
What am I gonna do without you? Oh my goodness, those peppers that Key painstakingly took. And I mean painstakingly, guys. We were standing here for ages.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, I'm going in.
Okay, let us know how that is. I will say, honey, okay, she's eating right directly over the pan. That whole pan is hers now.
Guys.
You didn't overload it either. Perfect bite.
Perfect bite. Should these be warmed? Yes.
Do we have time? No, we don't.
Guys, that blade steak, very flavorful,
Wish we
very
could share,
beefy,
guys.
very tender.
Please show TikTok.
Okay.
TikTok gets the short end of the stick.
I'm trying not to drool over the platter here, guys. Look at what that looks like. And saying that, I think I might just have. Guys, that brings us to time, everybody.
Yeah, we made it. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. And if you are joining us for Maddie and Kiki After Dark, we will see you after the show. And if not, we will see you next week. Same time, same place.
Guys, thank you so much for joining us for today's recipe. Please visit CDNbeef.ca, the Canadian Beef Information Gateway, to get today's recipe. And if you choose to make this, which again, why am I saying if? You need to make it. Please tag us in it. Please send it to us, and we'd love to share it on the show, guys.
Yes. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
Have a great one, everybody. We love you guys.
Have
Bye,
a great
barbecue
weekend.
family.
Bye, guys.
Thanks for watching.